Imagine waking up every day, knowing that the world sees you differently. Not because of your choices, your actions, or your character, but because of something completely beyond your control. This is the reality for millions of people worldwide living with rare genetic conditions. And today, we're going to explore one man's extraordinary journey through this challenge. This is the difficult journey of Wolfan Paez, a man who has lived with pain, isolation, and unimaginable strength for the past 30 years of his life. From the heart of Carabobo, Venezuela, this is his story. He was just a young boy of 9 years when the first signs appeared on his body. Small bumps, strange sensations. As young and innocent as he was when he discovered these strange growths on his body, he was confused. Not just him, but also his family when he showed them what was appearing on his body. In a small community in Carabobo, where medical resources are limited, this must have felt so strange. His parents, like any parents, searched desperately for answers, visiting doctor after doctor, hoping someone could explain what was happening to their child. Doctors in Carabobo struggled to understand what was happening. Eventually, the diagnosis came: Neurofibromatosis Type 1, a condition with no cure. But Wolfen didn't let fear to define him. And as he grew older, the tumors multiplied. His appearance changed. People stared, some whispered, and others avoided him altogether. Jobs became harder to find and relationships harder to build. This is where Wolfen's story becomes about more than just a medical condition. It becomes about human nature, about how society treats those who look different. Despite the stares and the whispers, not everyone turned away from Wolfen. Some kind-hearted people still saw the man behind the scars. Some days, a few of his neighbors would stop by to bring him food, medicine, and disinfectants to soothe his wounds. And on his birthday, they surprised him with a cake to celebrate and cheer him up. At that moment, his lonely room was filled with laughter and hope. Sometimes, strangers spot him on the streets while he begs. They don't just give him money. They take him to a restaurant, sit and share a meal with him. Because even though we live in a world that often rejects what it doesn't understand, there are still people who choose kindness and remind Wolfen that he's still human and still loved. Today, he literally lives his daily life in the market. Among the noise, the dust, and the crowd, he survives by begging for money. Not for comfort, not for luxury, but for the hope that one day, he'll afford a surgery. One day, live a normal life and have a family of his own. When Wolfen speaks about having a family, about living a normal life, he's talking about dreams that most of us never have to question. The simple desire to be loved, to be accepted, to find someone who sees beyond the surface. These aren't extraordinary dreams, they're fundamentally human ones. Yet for someone in his position, they require extraordinary courage even to hope for. Wolfen knows this all too well. He wakes each morning with the same question: how will people look at me today? For many, the answer is cruel. Some turn their heads away, some laugh, while some treat him as though he doesn't belong. Yet every morning, he still gets up. He still walks to that market. He still hopes. This daily act of getting up and facing the world despite knowing what awaits is perhaps the most remarkable part of Wolfen's story. It would be easy to give up, to retreat from a world that often shows cruelty instead of kindness. But resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about continuing to believe in the possibility of better days, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. In recent years, he began sharing his story online. Not for sympathy, but to raise awareness. To show others that even in the darkest corners of life, light can still break through. What started as one man's attempt to educate others about his condition has grown into something much larger. Through social media, Wolfen has connected with other neurofibromatosis patients worldwide, creating a community of understanding where none existed before. His vulnerability in sharing his story has given others permission to share theirs. His courage inspired thousands. And today, his voice echoes far beyond Venezuela, across the whole world. But what exactly is neurofibromatosis? This is a word most people have never heard. But for him, it's a reality that shaped every moment of his life. A rare genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow along nerves in the skin, brain, and throughout the body. These are more than just tumors on the skin. These are complex neurological tumors that can appear anywhere in the body. There are actually 3 types of neurofibromatosis, with type 1 being the most common, affecting about 1 in 3,000 people worldwide, yet most go unnoticed by the public. What makes this condition particularly challenging is its progressive nature. Unlike a broken bone that heals, or an illness that runs its course, neurofibromatosis continues to evolve throughout a person's lifetime. New tumors can appear, existing ones can grow, and complications can develop at any stage. They can affect vision, hearing, learning ability, and even bone structure. The unpredictability of this condition means that no 2 patients experience it the same way. And for patients like Wolfen, he has battled this condition for 3 decades. But the greatest pain isn't always physical. It's the rejection, the stigma, the feeling of being different in a world that doesn't understand. While this condition has no cure, research is ongoing. But Wolfen reminds us that strength isn't measured by what we look like, but what we go through, what we endure, and how we rise. If this story moved you, please like and share. Subscribe to Interest Lab for more truly interesting real-life stories.